kindly request everybody to please settle down.
यार बाप भूख लगी है, बस समोसा तो पकड़े थे यार। माहौल और
दो समोसे बता अपना वीडियोग्राफी कुलदीप कर रहा है बाद में तू फिर मेगा भी तू तैमूर से पूछ ले, वो शायद तेरे को वो आगे मास्टर में भेज दे, क्योंकि मुझे और क्लोज भी चाहिए ना, तो कुलदीप क्लोज कर रहा है क्योंकि सबके बीच अभी मुझे पता है, मुझे पता है मुझे स्विचेस करने कैमरे के बीच में, क्योंकि सबको ड्यूटी अलग अलग वो करनी है ना, तो कुलदीप को पता। हाँ हाँ
It's time for us to move on to our next panel.
That's right, and this one is called a tour de force.
A songstress born in Dhaka, studied in Kabul, and making it big in Karachi, her music career spans decades, and it was in 1980 when producer Ishrat Ansari introduced her on PTV.
Bringing with her decades of experience, whilst singing the work of poets like Zauq, Ghalib, Mir Taqi Mir, and Jalaluddin Rumi, one of the most mellifluous voices of the nation, please welcome Tina Sani.
And for the moderation of this panel, we'd like to have the head of department Zabist Media Sciences, Mr. Taimur Ahmed Suri, to grace us with his presence on stage.
This is daunting. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. And this is our third session for this afternoon. And we have the maestro with us, Tina Sani. And I have grown up with her. She also happens to be my cousin. And I've said it many times, introducing her to other forums, that she's one of the most resilient person that you can come across in Karachi. Gone through a lot, handled it well, and survived it, okay? And I don't think we could have made a better choice, and thank you for the organizing committee for recommending her and inviting her and allowing me to interview her. So Tina, welcome to Zabist Media Sciences.
Thank you,
and
thank you.
the Zab Media Festival.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is a nightmare on a stage. I can tell you that. I'm sure this works.
Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me on the stage. And thank you, all you Zabists who are willing to listen to my, I think, now oft-repeated story. But whatever it's worth,
I don't
I'll
think
share.
they have ever heard your story, Tina.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't.
And that's what,
But it isn't much, really. You know, when you think about it, it's
well.
no big deal.
that's the humility in you. You're saying that. Tina, I'd like to begin with the question that every student has been asking. Why music? Why ghazal? And when did you start? And what was the scene, the music scene like? We have a lot of aspiring musicians here, sitting here. So what was the music scene? I wouldn't call it industry because I don't know whether we can give it an industry status, the music.
I think you can.
You
safely.
can,
I
yeah.
think you can.
So is it large enough, you
But
think?
can I take you back to 1970 and then bring you forward to 1980, because that's where at least my answer to all what you've asked
Sure.
lies. I grew up a teenager in Kabul. much into an international school, so only Pakistani in the school. I was a self-proclaimed ambassador of Pakistan. 70s Pakistan, at least the Pakistan that I grew up, or was growing up in, to me was fantastic. I mean, there was squash and there was cricket and we were hockey and stuff was happening. I think we just incredible pride. And 71 we go into a war. And I'm the only Pakistani. And of course, just by sheer numbers, we had a lot of Indians there. जिनके साथ एक traditional rivalry उस वक्त भी एक 13 साल के बच्चे को पता थी. So of course we didn't speak to each other for a year. And eventually became the best of friends. I was introduced to a world of different nations, nationalities, whether they were Jews, whether they were Hindus and Sikhs, and it goes on. So that's where my first impressions came from as a very young person. I don't think at that time I knew too many people who were traveling so much. The ones who were slightly more affluent, could afford to travel. I was just in Kabul, so that's no big deal. But it did give me an incredible insight as a very young person to a world where I changed my views about something that a 13-year-old was led to believe, and obviously every nation does it. We give our own narrative to our people. But even at that time, I was very aware of music because I grew up in a household which loved classical music. We were not really great at understanding literature. In fact, my Urdu was, I still feel sometimes that I think in English, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I love languages. So I could speak passable Persian, of course, street Farsi we were all speaking. That helped me a lot. Coming back to Pakistan was a very shocking experience because the years that I spent there and all the experiences that I had gained, which are political as well, I couldn't understand many things politically. For instance, our relationship with Afghanistan, because I could feel that there was a tension on the streets. Not the terrible kind of tension, but the fact that as a Pakistani, I was not very liked. And I didn't understand at that point, probably didn't even read enough history to understand, what the background for that was. Anyhow, I come back to a very troubled Pakistan. Back in Kabul, being that self-proclaimed diplomat, I was very aware of my finding out who I was as a Pakistani. And I think that was the first seed of what that work I was going to do 80s onwards. So that was the seed that was planted back then. The fact that I had taken pride, or I had pride in being a Pakistani, in being very, very drawn to folk music. I was very drawn to Reshma forever. When I felt such an incredible resonance with her voice. Mehdi Hasan Saab would be somebody who would be, because वहाँ बहुत festivals होते थे काबुल में, तो Mehdi Hasan Saab was one of the favorites who would be invited by the king of Afghanistan, so we would have the opportunity to listen to him as well. But that was all more because Urdu की अभी इतनी समझ नहीं थी. But I loved, I could understand that it was incredible work. Film music was neither here nor there. So I didn't hear much of Pakistani film music. Or maybe I did. Radio pe, as growing up, kahin na kahin chalti hoti thi, but not much. Come back to a very troubled country. I graduated, and I remember that every institution was locked down. And I wasn't used to this. And I'd tell my father, I said, Dad, I'm bored. I'm trying to do this, and they're closed, and there are curfews, and there are clampdowns, and of course, Mr. Bhutto is hanged, and the country is in a turmoil. We get a martial law, and I'm a young person who's already been quite exposed to some of the international scene politically as well as cultural. I was very out of place for a long, long time. Music, I've loved all my life. I think I had a voice, like a lot of kids do. So nothing outstanding, but just that I maybe developed an ear because I would listen to music a lot at home. So music was really not an option if you'd asked me, 10 चीज़ों में से, if I was made to guess कि कितनी, music was really not one of them. I remember I wanted to be a lawyer. And that was because I love talking, and I love talking. So people say, you should become a lawyer because you talk a lot. But coming back, I was very unclear. I didn't know what to do. I took a job at an ad agency. I enjoyed that, and that was primarily because I could type. So I got in as a typist. And it was a small one-floor, one-room agency owned by later on, somebody that we became friends with. Because that's the only thing I knew. I learned typing in school. And there was this ad, and I told my father, I said, I'm going to go and apply for this. And of course, like fathers do, I'll call this one and that. I said, no, I'm going to go and get this on my own. You're not going to call anyone. So I go for a regular interview, and they're like, language-wise, of course, one didn't have any, I didn't struggle with the language of the day, which was English. So they were very, very excited. And because that was the only way I could really put my foot in the door for anything. That's all I knew. And of course, the typist was the proofreader, then I'd get into their ad agency scene and their films and stuff, because I was lucky. It was one-room agency, so everybody was able to get a lot from each other. That is why I still think that you learn so much more when when you're more connected with each other rather than these departments where it's like when I go into a supermarket today and I ask them sometimes कि आपको पता है कि फलानी दुकान किधर है? They don't, because they're just so much into their own nose down into their own kind of stuff. I liked that world. Ad agencies were fun because it was something new every day. There was music, and till somebody asked me if I would come and do a jingle. And I said, I like, because they knew I like music, and they said, "Ek line gaani hai Tina, so would you do it?" And I said, yeah, sure, not a problem. And I went, and there was a very, I don't know, अब आप तो सारे मेरे से बहुत छोटे हो इधर. There was a water cooler called Rehbar. उसका एक जिंगल था, हमारा रहबर सबसे बेहतर. बिल्कुल. No, but to give a complete, to be honest, it was originally sung by a singer called Naseema Shaheen. She used to do a lot of jingles, and this was just one of those many versions of it, and I ended up doing this as well. It took me about like 2-3 hours, or maybe even more, to do that one line. And sometimes आप घर से निकलते हैं और आपके माँ बाप आपको कह रहे होते हैं, you're the best. I mean, I was the star of my family. Every dinner it had to be, Tina is going to sing, which Tina only knew 2 songs.
And still remains, by the way.
What?
And still remains the star of the family.
Nah, you guys, we'll talk about this later. बिल्कुल घर की दाल. that was a little shocking. I loved the experience, but very shocking. It reduced me down to nothing, that I thought I could sing, and the moment I got in front of the mic, it's like 3 hours, 4 hours, and this one line, I couldn't sing. Eventually, wo ho gaya. So I went home and I said, Daddy, you know, I really enjoyed doing this. This is fun. Meanwhile, I was just floating around in Karachi. There was Karachi Drama Circle with Sohail Malik. So we were young people with very unsure of many, many things. From a very sure young person to a very unsure teen, sort of a late teens or 20s. Because politically a lot was happening, and don't forget there was the Afghan war, of which I was quite familiar with as growing up. So a lot of things I didn't understand. I didn't understand world politics, what was going on. But at the same time, one had to do something. This is the beauty of youth, and this is what you guys are all about. Kuch bhi hota hai, even if all our horses are running backwards. I've seen our youth still making so much sense and still coming along. George, how are you? Welcome. And that's how I was. Kuch na kuch to karna hai. I told my father I really enjoyed this experience. And immediately, knowing him, he said, well then, why don't you learn classical music? And that was it. So an Ustad Saab came, and my taaleem with him started, primarily to sing better jingles. And I continued. But during this experience, I got a job at my old school, and I started teaching, and I was teaching art to elementary. So I had a job. Meanwhile, my ustad would be coming every day, 4 baje aate the jab bhi main. Aur wo taaleem shuru ho gayi, and I was really enjoying it. And that's what life was going to be. Till someone heard me, and some new television program was coming around, and they said, would you do the first pilot of that? And I said, yeah, sure. And they said it's a program which is based with Alamgir as a pop musician, as a big pop star. We all knew him, and they'll be introducing a new person. And I said, theek hai, how bad can this be? I mean, I was thrown out of Karachi Drama Circle play for being a bad actor. Like, chalo, you be experienced. The good thing about being young is you do all this, and that's your right to do all that, because you want to, you should be fearful at this age. Kya fark padta hai, you know? Ye nahi hua to kuch aur. But the thing is, it's like you're tasting flavors of different things, and then something in there will inspire you, and you're going to say, but I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed that. So I did that song, and to my absolute, honest to God, and this is coming from the heart, to my absolute shock, that song that I sang, it just propelled me into somebody. That was very shocking. Shocking because A, one didn't expect it. B, I wasn't practiced enough. That's the only song I knew, because that's the only song Master Saab had taught me for like 8 months. And that's the only, so, you know, I was almost master's level in that song. But to be suddenly brought into limelight is very shocking when you're not really ready for it, or maybe even at that point I thought I wasn't aspiring for it, but today I think I wanted it, but I wasn't ready for it, and that's how it happens.
Do you remember the lyrics? Do you want to?
It was a Punjabi classical, it was in Sindhi Bhairavi, and it was a song called Akkha Cham Cham Basiyan. And I remember my mother saying, do you even know what it means? And I said, yes, I do.
So let's hear it.
You want to hear it?
Yes. Yes?
So just the opening of it was,
मुखरा की सुना दे बस काफी.
ना तू सुनिया ना दसी अखां छम छम वसियां हाय अखां छम छम वसियां. Okay, I have to tell you this though. So my Ustad Saab, he taught me to play the harmonium. He said, you know, you should know this, otherwise tum kisi na kisi ki mohtaj rahogi. So now that visual that probably people saw was relatively young, modern looking girl with a harmonium singing a Sindhi Bhairavi in Punjabi. So it could have been quite a mix that people suddenly noticed my work. And that, Taimur, started my journey, which I did not accept being called a singer for the longest time. I did not accept that role. I was working and I said, I'm doing this as a hobby. This is not something I want to do. They wanted television, of course, by the fact that I was young and I could have easily become a pop singer because Karachi Center was all about modern music and they were trying to push me into doing pop songs, and because of the 70s, we lost Runa Leila to Bangladesh. So there was a missing slot in there, and they thought Tina fits that slot.
And you never
Even
ventured.
my name is Ruxana.
Yeah.
Tina is my pet name. I mean, that's what I was called all my life. And when they asked me, कि आपका नाम क्या लिखे हैं इसमें? I said, Tina लिखे मेरे जो class fellows हैं उनको कैसे पता लगेगा ये मैं हूँ? Because this is supposed to be a one-timer. So that name stuck, of course. Sorry.
And you didn't venture into radio at that time because radio was still there. Television was
No, TV was there big time. Radio was passé by the time I came.
Okay.
Radio was something, radio was not a nice thing to say, but that's, you don't want to go to the old media kind of a place, dusty old place for us. Television was
the new media.
Yeah, it was.
So Tina, I mean, you've seen so many changes happening over the 90s, then the new millennium, okay? What do you think has been the big sort of game changer in the music world in Pakistan? And why, do you think?
देखो, एक चीज़ we have to understand that in this region, no matter what, you will be influenced by the tremendous institution of music you have in India. Regardless. That is something which has influenced even our music. It's another story when I'm often told to me that, Taimur, that what's the difference in Pakistan, and I get told that every time. And also the sadness that classical music Pakistan mein kyun nahi hai. I started a whole research on that. One day maybe it'll end up into something, maybe nothing, but I'll share what पाकिस्तान की ज़मीन पर कोई भी घराना नहीं है, ठीक है? वो सारे हिंदुस्तान में रह गए, the rich soil of the Delhi Gharana, Jaipur, Patiala, I mean, across the board. When I started looking at, how we are mapped, and of course the question was, why don't we have, so the first generation of musicians that you had in Pakistan, like it or not, were all made in India, all trained. अमृतसर बहुत बड़ा ग्राउंड था musicians का, जलंधर बहुत बड़ा ग्राउंड था. I mean, you have the finest. Lahore being the only one little center. Karachi बहुत छोटा, शिकारगढ़ और शिकारगढ़ है ना सिंध में, शिकारपुर, बिकॉज वहाँ हिंदू लैंडलॉर्ड्स बहुत थे। वहाँ पे ग्वालियर घराने के एक गायक आ गए थे 17th सेंचुरी में, जिनकी के जो आप लीनियज सुनते हैं तो आप द परवीन भी उस लीनियज से हैं। दैट्स ओइंग टू दैट वन टीचर जो ग्वालियर घराने से सीख के उन जगहों पे गए थे।
But you had Suraiya Multanikar.
No, देखो, that is also made in India. Please understand, Multan too was a very strong foothold of the landlordship. And so, and as you know, I mean, if I can just zip you across, the whole centers of Multan and Lahore, some rich Hindu influences also in Peshawar, you know. So you had these छोटे छोटे गढ़ थे ये, लेकिन जब हमारा बंटवारा हुआ तो जो घरानों से लोग यहाँ आए थे वो बड़े म्यूजिशियंस नहीं थे। वो जो बड़े लोग थे वहाँ के, उन्होंने अपने यंग जनरेशन को 3-4 के ड्रोव्स में भेज दिया कि गो चेक आउट, यू नो, वो एक फीलर्स की तरह कि जाके देखो, क्योंकि उनके बहू बेटियां घर पूरा उनका आज भी दिल्ली। आई हैड एन एक्सपीरियंस वेयर आई वेंट टू जामा मस्जिद, और जहाँ दिल्ली घराना का पूरा एक फुट होल्ड है, तो आप देख सकते हैं कि वाई समथिंग डज वेरी वेल इन क्लस्टर्स। And I think a lot of you who are into things like businesses and stuff, it's funny, you know, कि businesses clusters में जन्म लेती हैं, और कभी वो जैसे एक घराना है जिसके 300 साल बाद एक सिंगर पैदा हुआ था, अमीर अहमद खान साहब। बीच में भी म्यूजिशियंस होंगे, लेकिन नॉट एवरी घराना हैज़ अ बड़े गुलाम अली, नॉट एवरी घराना हैज़ अ टॉप सिंगर। बहुत साल भी हो जाते हैं और वो मगर गा रहे होते हैं। सो पाकिस्तान डिडंट हैव, Pakistan is a new soil. So replanting yourself is very difficult. It takes about 20-25 years to even come in, and then hybrid हो जाता है, because the land that you came on had its own music, very rich culture. And that to me was so interesting, to then stop being I didn't have to explain anything to myself anymore. I understood that the people who came did their time. I was very lucky to be taught by Dehli Gharana के उस्ताद, but once they started passing, टीचर्स ही इतने कम थे। आप कैसे मैथ्स पढ़ाएं? अंग्रेज़ ने आपको अंग्रेज़ी कैसे सिखाई है? टीचर्स थे ना। तो when you do not have teachers, तो लोगों के इंटरेस्ट बदल जाते हैं या चेंज हो जाते हैं, and not everybody is a good teacher. दूसरा ये था कि सर्वाइवल वाज अ प्रॉब्लम। वो वहाँ से नेबरहुड से निकल के, और आपने यहाँ रेफ्यूजी कैंप्स में थे, सो दे honestly, I think we still did very well when I think of the journey that these people took. And so if people like us or you or anybody does classical music today, I think we need to give ourselves a pat on the back. Because we did not have the teachers who, और दूसरा ये कि जो यहाँ का जो लोकल कल्चर था वो मुख्तलिफ था, जिसमें जब मिडिल इंडिया से लोग आए हैं, मेरे वालिद जलंधर के ही थे, लेकिन क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक सुनने का बड़ा शौक़ था। तो इन बड़ों की, और आप लोग रिकग्नाइज़ कर पाएंगे कि इन बड़ों की वजह से हमारे घरों में महफ़िलें होती थी कि जी उस्ताद अमानत अली ख़ान साहब आ रहे हैं, और दैट वाज अ बबल आई रियलाइज लेटर ऑन, क्योंकि उनकी नीड थी, दे ग्रू अप विद दैट, तो वो घरों में महफ़िलें हो रही हैं और मैं तो यही समझती थी एवरीबडी लव्स क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक। लेकिन जब व्हेन दे स्टार्टेड पासिंग अवे और उनके साथ एक पूरा कल्चर ख़त्म होना शुरू हो गया, आप देखिए घरों में महफ़िलें अब या तो होती नहीं हैं या मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म की होती हैं। सो एक तो बिल्कुल गिल्टी फील होने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती हमें कि हमारे यहाँ ये सिर्फ क्यों नहीं है क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक की। हमारे यहाँ कव्वाली आप कह सकते हैं कि वहाँ या हिंदुस्तान में ये इतना डेवलप नहीं हुआ कि जितना पाकिस्तान में डेवलप हुआ। आपकी फोक म्यूज़िक आपने जितनी डेवलप की, क्योंकि दैट वाज ऑलवेज देयर। आप आए, आपके मीडिया वाज एट दैट टाइम रूल्ड बाय पीपल जो कि बड़े नेशनलिस्ट थे। दे वर नॉट अगेंस्ट द लोकल कल्चर्स, नेशनलिस्ट थे। उन्होंने कहा कि जी पाकिस्तान बनाए मुसलमानों के लिए और इसमें बस अब यही ज़ुबान होनी चाहिए और यही चीज़ होनी चाहिए। और क्यों वो कल्चर एक पर्शियन सेंट्रिक कल्चर लेके आए अपने साथ। पीपल लाइक
Zaid Bukhari and all these people, yeah.
lot of pride in them. So उन्होंने जो लैंग्वेज होगी रेडियो की और टेलीविज़न की, वो उन्होंने डिसाइड की। फिर उन्होंने ये भी डिसाइड किया कि कौन सा राग गाया जाएगा टेलीविज़न पे। मुझे याद है कि जब बाहर आई मैंने गाया था तो वो राग दुर्गा में था। तो राग दुर्गा तो अलाउड ही नहीं था टेलीविज़न पे गाना अनाउंस करके। कॉम्पोजिशन की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ। अगर साथ ही साथ जब टेलीविज़न पे क्लासिकल का एक प्रोग्राम आता था राग रंग, उसमें तो आपको क्या ये पता है कि देयर आर मुस्लिम राग्स एंड हिंदू राग्स। आज इंडिया में भी ये मूवमेंट है बाय द वे, साउथ में। बिकॉज साउथ इंडियन, ये म्यूज़िक तो साउथ इंडिया से निकली है सारी। इसको नॉर्थ करने वाले तो हम लोग ही थे, मेरा ख्याल है। मेरा ख्याल नहीं, बिल्कुल हम थे। जिस पे कि लेट मी टेल यू वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी, आई डोंट वांट टू डाइग्रेस।
No.
मेरी कोई इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग कहानी है नहीं, तो इनकी कहानी सुनाती हूँ। तो बड़े मज़े की कहानी है कि तानसेन, द फाउंटेन हेड ऑफ द ग्वालियर घराना, तो उनको अकबर ने कहा कि तुम इतना अच्छा गाते हो। अच्छा, दिस स्टोरी विल टेल यू द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द नॉर्दर्न और व्हाट देन इवेंचुअली बिकेम नॉर्दर्न इंडियन क्लासिकल म्यूजिक from the original, the Carnatic music or the South Indian. तो अकबर ने कहा कि तुम इतना अच्छा गाते हो, तुम्हारे उस्ताद भी इतना अच्छा गाते हैं। तो तानसेन ने कहा कि आप सुनना चाहेंगे मेरे उस्ताद को। उस्ताद हरी उनके उस्ताद थे। तो खैर उन्होंने 2-3 दिन ट्रैवल किया एज अ स्टोरी गोज़, और फिर वो कहीं सो गए, और फिर जब वो सुबह उठे तो एक ऐसी आवाज़ अकबर ने सुनी। तो छुप के उन्होंने, क्योंकि किसी टेंपल में गा रहे थे उनके जो उस्ताद थे, तो उन्होंने कहा कि तानसेन को कहा कि तुम ऐसा क्यों नहीं गाते जैसे तुम्हारे उस्ताद गाते हैं। तो तानसेन ने कहा कि फ़र्क ये है कि वो ईश्वर के लिए गाते हैं और मैं आपके लिए। सो अब ये स्टोरी है, लेकिन देयर इज़ अ ह्यूज मैसेज इन इट कि आपकी ऑडियंस कौन है, ठीक है ना। तो उसमें फिर ऑफ कोर्स बहुत नाराज़ भी हैं तो हमारे, लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा काम हमारे यहाँ से मुग़लों की वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा इस म्यूज़िक को डेवलप भी किया गया, पैसा ही इनके पास था। सो ऑल दैट वाज हैपनिंग। और बड़ा एक, आई थिंक म्यूज़िक में हमेशा ही एवोल्यूशन आती है। मैं मान ही नहीं सकती जब लोग कहते हैं कि जी म्यूज़िक में अब देखना बड़ा मिक्सचर आ रहा है। सारी उम्र आया है। उस आपके अमीर खुसरो ने जब पहली दफ़ा ध्रुपद एक गायकी थी जो ओरिजिनली जिसमें लफ्ज़ नहीं होते थे। दैट्स द प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक। आप सुन लें 5 मिनट से ज़्यादा अगर आप सुन पाएंगे तो फिर आपके कान बहुत तेज़ हैं। तो ध्रुपद गायकी में तो बोल ही नहीं होते हैं। तो पीपल लाइक अमीर खुसरो, जब उन्होंने लफ्ज़ डालने शुरू किए, इट वॉज नथिंग शॉर्ट ऑफ ए रेवोल्यूशन। मतलब इट मस्ट हैव शुक द अर्थ ऑफ द, जो पुराने वो जो गंभीर किस्म के लोग होंगे कि ये क्या है, मतलब दिस इज़ a major catastrophe that's happened to classical music, you know. So I'm trying to answer your question, which is that one moment where music, I don't think there is any one moment, I'll be very honest, but एक moment जो मुझे याद है कि where Pakistani pop music really came out is when we banned Indian music in Pakistan. I remember that. I think it was Indus TV that suddenly got noticed because लोगों के पास कुछ और था ही नहीं सुनने को. So Indus आता था, हमने बैन कर दिए थे सारे इंडियन चैनल्स को या म्यूजिक को. And honest to God, I think that was the time when people got to know Strings and these guys, and then we never looked back after that. That was the moment. Is
Tina-
banning good? I don't know. I think every industry has to protect itself, whether it's Hollywood against European cinema, whether it's Bollywood against your own thing. I think we live in a very interesting world. I don't have an answer to that. All I can say is when I've gone and performed in India, it's always been opened by an Indian artist and always been closed by an Indian artist, regardless. I'm not complaining. To some degree I am. But my experience with when I had to go there to perform for Faiz's centenary with Jagjit Singh Saab, somebody that I admired all my life and is like, you know, up there, and I was very, very honored to perform with him. We did a multi-city tour in India. The first night, I was to start the program and Jagjit Saab was to end the program. And because I was on my home ground, which is Faiz Saab, I can safely say we brought the house down. I can safely, because they have a huge hall there called Sri Fort, and packed and loved every minute of it. And we had such a fabulous time. That audience was just stunning, and they understood everything. People loved Faiz there, so it was like, this is good stuff. Jagjit Saab was not known to sing Faiz, but because he was honorable enough to, you know, do it, 3-4 गाने के बाद उन्होंने कहा जी कुर्ती मलमल की सुनाएं, and so Jagjit Saab had to come back to what he does. We thought, as a team, we were ecstatic. You know, you do, you know, when you've gone and performed, especially in India, you feel that you're going to you've really killed this one. Next day, nothing in the papers. Interesting. I was just a Pakistani artist who had come to perform with Jagjit Saab across the board. And which is fine. I mean, that's how industries, maybe.
Media is controlled.
This is how
and-
media is, because there is a narrative that they need to tell to, I mean, very often I've been asked, why, it must be very difficult to you know, perform in Pakistan. अब तो बहुत मुश्किल होती होगी, बहुत हम सुनते हैं. मैंने कहा भाई कहाँ से सुनते हैं आप? I performed for Ziaul Haq. Is that what you want to hear? मतलब कहाँ से, हमें कभी किसी ने नहीं कहा कि आप म्यूज़िक ना करें. आज तक मैं फैज़ करती रही हूँ. उन दिनों में जब फैज़ बैन था टेलीविज़न पे, किसी ने नहीं रोका. रियाज करने के लिए कौन रोकता है? मेहनत तो आपकी. हाँ. What we do not understand is when you demoralize people, perception is larger than truth. So I used to hear this all the time to me, कि तो हमारे जितने क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक जो करते भी थे, कि सुना है म्यूज़िक ख़त्म हो जाएगी, ज़ियाउल हक तो बड़े ख़िलाफ़ हैं. ये जो हेरसे होता है ना, ये इतना डेंजरस होता है. हम समझे थे कि ये ख़त्म हो गया है, लेकिन ये अब सोशल मीडिया पे आ गया. ये hearsay has destroyed the potential of classical musicians in Pakistan. किसी ने मना नहीं किया था. देखिए, by volume, when I chose what I want to do, I knew I wanted a smaller, I knew I was not up against Nazia Hassan. Same time that I was performing, Lata Mangeshkar got very angry. She said, इतने लोग नाजिया को सुनते हैं, इनके कानों को क्या हो गया? She was very angry, but here is what I would like to tell all you young musicians who are here. Or is that another subject altogether as to how they need to
No, that's very much part of the media.
And you know, please be interactive if you have something.
There is something about the Saira Kazmi program, music program that she started, music videos.
That's right. अच्छा उस ज़माने में टॉप द पॉप्स होता था, यूके से निकलता था. And like हमारे तो इतना इंटरनेशनल मीडिया आता नहीं था. And I think some of us who grew up with that took that concept of modern music. And Saira is totally into folk music as well. I mean, she is such a fantastic blend. She was the one who did Humma Humma and Tere Ishq Mein Jo Bhi, which even Ruhail at some point had said, you know, those were the ideas that were floating in his head. I remember Ruhail did a Gul Ahmed ka ek usne jingle kiya tha, and I did a back in the 90s. उसने कहा यार मैं chords बजाऊंगा, तुम can you just do your classical alap on it? We were doing it back then. We were doing all these ये जो अभी इतने आप जो म्यूज़िक शोज़ और इतने ये जो बच्चे आके जो गा रहे हैं, बहुत सारे सिंगर्स 80s और 90s में पाकिस्तान के जो आज गा भी रहे हैं, उन प्रोग्राम से we were way ahead in television, way ahead in television. And the kind of producers, like you said, Sarak, and all of them, I mean, Sultana was there. Our folk music always rocked. And when I saw Coke Studio the way it took on, I have that also, that was in my thoughts. Why is the content, I mean, what's the most content on Coke Studio? Folk, Qawwali. Why? Why? That's your natural music coming from your land. It had to.
But not for Pepsi Battle of the Bands or Nescafe.
No, that's all right. Look, you've got a global world going. I mean, you've got the same thing going on in Japan to Korea to everywhere. So you will have that, those influences which are good too. I mean, there are kids who want to, they're impressed by, I mean, some of the guitarists that I hear, because my son's one, that I hear in the West, they mind, ये बच्चे पागल हो जाते हैं ना वो सुन के, because their techniques, so they're learning from them, and I'm glad they're learning from the best, you know, because Pakistan, with all the battering, with all the political backdrops that we've had a raw deal for the last 30 years, really raw. I wish you guys could just see 70s, you know, but that's all right. We did, and one knew that we're living in interesting times, like the Chinese said. The fact that you can now, you're able to see the entire world. हम थोड़े arrogant थे when we were growing up. आप बिल्कुल opposite grow up हुए. The very part of you that was being attacked was your morale. So Pakistanis were known to beat themselves to death. कोई नहीं मारेगा, हम खुद ही मार लेते हैं अपने आप को. तो हम इसमें अंग्रेज़ों की तरह थे, हम अपने आप को बुरा कह के डिमोरलाइज हुए. ऊपर से दुनिया ने भी कहा कि आपसे बदतरीन कोई नहीं है. So और आपको दुनिया बंद कर दी आपके ऊपर, आपको वीज़े नहीं मिलते थे. So वो बच्चे आप में से ही निकले जिन्होंने कहा कि फिर क्या करें, बैठे रहें, मार खाएं. We're up against the wall anyhow. So हमने जो भी करना है इधर, फिर हम something we're going to come out with something. उससे इतना ओरिजिनल आर्ट निकला है आपके मुल्क में, इतनी ओरिजिनल म्यूज़िक निकली है. और पाकिस्तानी म्यूज़िक के मैं बारे में ये कह दूँ कि अगर एक सिंगर की आवाज़, अगर वो आतिफ असलम को कॉपी करेगा ना, अगर वो प्रोफेशनल में है, तो उसको खासे जूते पड़ेंगे उसके, बिकॉज बहुत मायूब समझा जाता था टू कॉपी समबडी. यहाँ क्लोन्स नहीं पैदा होते. आपदा एक पैदा हो गई, उसको कॉपी करने वाले जो हैं वो इस मुल्क में कम हैं. उसकी स्पिरिट को कॉपी करेंगे, बट यहाँ रिकॉर्ड ही बड़ा लगता था, या साउंडिंग लाइक मुकेश, तो उस बेचारे का तो करियर ही तबाह हो जाता था. सो आई सी अ लॉट ऑफ ओरिजिनलिटी इस सारी, कभी कभी सेल्फ लोदिंग में एक ये चीज़ भी बच्चों में फिर निकलनी शुरू हुई कि ओरिजिनलिटी आनी शुरू हुई, फिर देन लुकिंग फॉर देयर रूट्स. सलमान अहमद था, पीपल लाइक, you know, suddenly there was this Iqbal coming into his poetry. I know Salman quite well, and his the way he evolved as a musician as well. There were lots of Junaid, बहुत search थी इन लोगों में. This was a generation which was living in such times which were changing every 2 minutes, and to then find a ground for yourselves to stand on. Please don't give this up. Your originality and the fact that अब हम अपने आप को, एक में लफ्ज़ बड़ा मेरा फेवरेट है, पता नहीं कितने लोगों को उसका मतलब पता है. एक लफ्ज़ होता है खड़पैंच. पता है कि आपको पता है खड़पैंच का क्या मतलब होता है ना? जनरली स्पिरिट में पता है ना. जब आप अपने आप को बहुत खड़पैंच समझने लगते हैं ना, तो आपकी सबसे पहले जो चीज़ जाती है वो आपकी क्रिएटिविटी जाती है. So you've got to, creativity is something like this wonderful book that's come out. It's called The Artist's Way, which I'd like, you know, if you can get your hands on it. The most wonderful thing that I've heard or read, which is written in the West, explaining what an artist feels. So to all the young musicians and artists in the crowd, here's the bottom line. Nobody owes you anything to like you. Nobody owes you anything to like you. You got to deal with this or do something else. Number 2, art by itself is something obviously you feel and passionate. We're very lucky in some ways because a lot of people have to struggle on to figure out कि ज़िंदगी में क्या करना है. अगर आपको शुरू में ही आपकी आवाज़ सही है ज़रा सी, तो आपको बड़ी जल्दी पता लग जाता है कि ये काम मैं कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ. या अगर आपके अंदर कोई आर्टिस्टिक एबिलिटी है, तो artists are generally luckier because they're quicker in figuring out, you know, what their passion is. I know people. I mean, I'm married to a banker who keeps telling me that. He says, you know, you guys are lucky because you can keep on doing something. because तुम लोग को बहुत earlier on पता लग गया था. हम तो यही ढूंढ रहे होते थे कि यार what's the next thing that's going to be on the rise. तो आधा मुल्क जो है कंप्यूटर वो क्या होता है, कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामर्स बन गए एक ज़माने में, याद है? फिर कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर, फिर उसके बाद डॉक्टर्स का बड़ा एक आया कि जी अब दुबई में बड़े नौकरियां हैं डॉक्टर्स की, तो एक पूरी वेव उस तरफ चल पड़ी. फिर बैंकर्स की एक वेव पूरी चली थी. लेकिन म्यूजिशियंस या आर्टिस्ट या इस किस्म के जो लोग होते हैं जिनका कि दिमाग ज़रा सा मुख्तलिफ तरीके से ऑपरेट करता है, मेरा ख्याल है, क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा अपनी सुनते हैं. दे हैव स्लाइटली मोर स्टबन दैन द रेस्ट. तो इन लोगों के लिए जो मैं 2 चीज़ें यहाँ पे कहना चाहूँगी वो ये कि एक तो लाइक आई सेड, लाइक not what I said but what I'm quoting, that nobody owes you anything to like you was a great answer. So how do you then approach art? Art is scary all over the world. मैं अभी बच्चों को बता रही थी कि मेरे बड़े अच्छे दोस्त हैं हिंदुस्तान में, तो उनकी पता नहीं किसी बच्चे का पता लगा कि you know he wants to become a dancer, तो जान निकल गई करेगा क्या if he wants to be a dancer. तो ये यहाँ की बात नहीं है. और पॉलिटिकली भी मैं समझाना चाहूँगी कि जितना आपको बताया जाता है शायद इतनी मनादी नहीं थी. शायद हमने कभी होता है ना कि ब्लेम इट ऑल ऑन वन पर्सन. अपनी भी जितनी भी खामियां हैं वो आप इसी पे डाल दो यार क्योंकि बच जाएंगे. तो मेरा बड़ा डिफरेंट है क्योंकि मैं इस पूरे दौर में काम करती रही हूँ. मैं बहुत आर्टिस्टों को मैंने उस पूरे दौर में देखा है. हमें जिस चीज़ ने उस ज़माने में डुबोया है वो हमारे लो मोरल ने डुबोया है, लो स्पिरिट ने डुबोया है, जिसका कि काम बड़े लोगों में मिलके भी किया। हमारे मुल्क में अपने ही इतने थे कि जिन्होंने जो गैर नहीं थे, लेकिन हम खुद ही इस काम में बहुत अच्छे हैं। आज भी हमारा मीडिया इस काम में बेहतरीन काम कर रहा है कि वो पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ से खींच के बुरी खबरें लेके आते हैं। I just find that to be very disturbing, and that's something you young people need to get more involved in before hitting your forward buttons. Get more involved in what you're spreading, because you're part of, then we all are part of that hearsay.
Tina, as a parting, would you like to sing a few verses
No.
from you? Please,
No.
please, 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 please.
Yes!
Okay. Anything that you like.
Anything that I like.
Yeah. Which does it have to have a message? Naina.
No, it doesn't,
No.
but I. No message.
सिर्फ पता नहीं किससे लगेगा इसमें
So I'll sing Fairs because he's my favorite. For very obvious reasons now, right? तुझको कितनों का लहू चाहिए, अर्ज़े वतन जो तेरे आरज़े बेरंग को गुलनार करे। कितनी आहों से कलेजा तेरा ठंडा होगा, कितने आंसू तेरे सहराओं को गुलजार करें। तेरे ऐवानों में पुरज़े हुए पैमान, कितने कितने वादे जो न आसूदा इक़रार हुए। कितनी आँखों को नजर खा गई, बदखाहों की ख्वाब कितने तेरी शाहराहों में संसार हुए। हम तो मजबूर वफा हैं, मगर ऐ जाने जहाँ अपने उस शाख से ऐसे भी कोई करता है। तेरी महफिल को खुदा रखे अबद तक कायम। हम तो मेहमान हैं, घड़ी भर के हमारा क्या है। There's one little thing Temur, I know we want to end it. There's one little thing that I want to leave the young artists with, because I know you heard me say one thing. If you're a painter, singer, musician, have a day job. Okay? Have a day job. Never put the pressure of your art for roti dal on your work, because then you'll start hating it. Just say you feel you're getting some sort of a mark, then फिर एक आधी नौकरी छोड़ दो. That's all I wanted to say. But continue with your passion. Don't leave it.
Thank you, Tira, for your time. And
Thank you for that overwhelming session. I'd like to request Mr. Temur Suri to please present the memento of appreciation to Ms. Tina Sani.
That's a small memento from the batch of 2019.
And now, we request Ms. Tina Sani to present the award to our very own Sir Temur Suri.
Thank you. We're going to have a 5-minute break before the next panel. Students are kindly requested to remain seated.
Guys, you're requested to please remain seated.
Actually, you guys can go and come back after 5 minutes.